Hello everyone. Today we discuss about TCP/IP protocol. So our today's topic discuss about TCP/IP. The name TCP stands for Transfer Control Protocol, or IP stands for Internet Protocol, and developed prior to the OSI model, Open System Interconnection, and the layers in the TCP/IP protocol do not exactly match those in the OSI model, because already we know that in the OSI model there are 7 layers exist: application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. Therefore, in a TCP/IP they are having 4 layers. Number 1, host to network; number 2, internet; number 3, transport; and number 4, application. So basically, first of all, in a TCP/IP there are 4 partitions. First is host to network. Okay, this is the first segment. In the second segment there is IP layer, that is internet layer, for the routing purposes used for one network to another network. Transport layer basically depend on the transportation method, and application means in the web browser, and then application defined by the user defined, either email services, FTP services. In the later we discuss about that. Okay, so next one is that according to the TCP/IP model, first of all, in a application layer, we discuss about the application layer. Basically, in a TCP/IP, if we compare TCP/IP with respect to the ISO-SI, ISO-SI, Open System Interconnection. So in a ISO-SI we see that there are 3 layers. Number 1, application layer; number 2, presentation layer; and number 3, session layer. Now in a TCP/IP these 3 layers are together is known as application layer. So basically, in a TCP/IP the 3 layers of OSI merged, and one layer is known as called the application layer. And second one, transport layer in a OSI model is also known as the transport layer in a TCP/IP. So it's a transport layer of TCP/IP. And next one is the network layer. Network layer is basically depend, as we mentioned, the IP based communication, or also known as IP, Internet Protocol, in a TCP/IP. And next one, data link layer and physical layer. These 2 layers are attached together and make one common layer known as host to network. The name is host to network. These are very important. So there are 1, 2, 3 and 4, and there are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a 7 layer of OSI, and this is a 4 layer of TCP/IP. So according to the comparison, this is a comparison between the ISO-SI and the TCP/IP model. So next one is that in an application layer, what are the different types of application services provided in a user end? Because host is basically the client side. So according to the client, there are lots of services are available. First service is known as SMTP service. This SMTP service is also known as, this SMTP service is very important, and it is known as known as simple mail transfer protocol. It is also known as simple mail transfer protocol. Mail transfer protocol. So these are the discussion about the specific application which is defined by the user, SMTP first of all. Next is file transfer protocol, about FTP. There are lots of file handling. Then HTTP, or web service hypertext transfer protocol. Then DNS, domain name services, are also. Then SNMP service applications are also very important in a application layer also. So SNMP is also known as Simple Network Management Protocol. Okay, it that is also known as for the network management facilities. Simple network management protocol is a management protocol. Okay, I just here use short form management, MANAG, management protocol. Okay, students. Next one is the most important, telnet communication. Telnet communication is very important. Now, these are the services which is provided in the application layer in the TCP/IP stack or TCP/IP layer. And next, discuss about the different services in a transport layer. First is known as SCTP. Okay, SCTP is known as Stream Control Transmission Protocol, that provides support for newer applications such as a voice over the internet, and it is a transport layer protocol that combines the best features of user datagram protocol, UDP and TCP. We'll discuss about the UDP. Next, we define the TCP. So, transmission control protocol, this is a full transport layer service to application, and TCP is a reliable stream transport protocol, and the term stream in this context means the connection oriented, because before sending the data it must establish the connection. That's why TCP is also known as connection oriented protocol. Okay, at the sending end of each transmission, TCP divides a stream of data into smaller units called segments. Each segment includes a sequence number for reordering after receipt, together with an acknowledgement number for the segment receipt. Okay, segments are carried across the internet inside the IP datagrams. Okay, and what are about the concept of UDP? UDP is a connectionless, or also known as UDP is known as user datagram protocol, and it's a simple of two standard TCP/IP transport protocol, and it is a process to process protocol that adds only the port address, checksum control, error control or length information. So this is known as also known as the connectionless, not a connection oriented. This is a connectionless protocol. Okay, so the UDP uses different kind of services depending on the user end and the client and server architecture. And then we discuss about the concept of the various component about the network layer, also known as IP layer. Okay, so in IP layer, the first parameter is ICMP. The ICMP is very important because ICMP is also known as Internet Control Message Protocol, and is a mechanism used by the host and gateway to send the notification of datagram problems back to the sender. Okay, so it is basically used for query and error reporting message. ICMP, that's why very important. Next one we discuss about IGMP. That's one very important. Internet Group Message Protocol, used for facilitate the simultaneous transmission of message to a group of recipients. Okay, recipients. And next we discuss about ARP and RARP. In the previous video we discussed already about that, what is ARP, address resolution protocol, and reverse address resolution protocol. ARP is used to associate logical address with the physical address, basically the conversion of the logical address, physical address on a typical physical network such as the LAN. Each device on a link is identify a physical address or station address, and therefore the ARP is very commonly used here. ARP is basically used to find the physical address of a node when its internet address is known. So students, please note down, is a very important. Okay, ARP is used to find the physical address of the node when its internet address is known. And one important thing, that when computers are connected in a LAN connection, the link is identified by the physical or the session address, usually on the network interface card, that is also known as the MAC address. Okay, that's very important. So that's why ARP is very important. And what is the reverse ARP? The reverse ARP allows to host to discover its internet address just opposite of ARP when it knows its physical address. So ARP is basically conversion from the logical address to the physical address, associated with the logical address with the physical address, as I mentioned. But ARP is allows to host to discover its internet address when it known only its physical address. Okay, so when computer is connected to a network for a first time, or when a diskless computer is booted, then the ARP is finding from its physical address to the network address. So That's why very important reverse address resolution protocol is very important for that type of communications. Okay, so now we discuss about the next layer, the physical layer. Basically the physical layer is depending on the different types of transmission media, like a cat6 cat5 cable, today's in a fiber cable, then the protocol defined by the underlying network, and the host to network supported the host from their connection between the host computer to the server computer or vice versa. Okay, so now this is the importance features of the TCP/IP, and that's fully discuss about the different types of layers exist in a TCP and their working function. Okay, so now we discuss about the new concept in internet, that is called the addressing. Okay, so addressing is very important parameter. So what is it? So first of all, in TCP/IP protocol there are basically 4 different types of address that exist. Okay, so number 1 is physical address, number 2 is logical address, number 3 is port address, and number 4 is specific address. Okay, so these 4 addresses are used, and each address have their own functionalities. So basically in a physical layer the physical address are used. Basically in a TCP/IP, in a physical layer the physical address are used, the logical address are used in a network layer, port address used in a transport layer for the different port services, like, okay, and specific address are used for the in a application layer. Okay, so this is physical address used in a physical layer, logical address used in a network layer, port address used in a transport layer, and specific address is used in a application layer. Okay, so that's why the addressing of this concept, that the addressing concept is very important. Okay, now we discuss about the separate topic about the physical addresses. So what is that? So physical address is very important. So in a computer physical address is very important. The topic name is physical address. Okay, so what are the physical address and the logical address? It is also known as the link address first of all, and the address of a node as defined by its LAN or WAN. It includes in the frame used by the data link layer. It is the lowest level address, and the size and the format of this address vary depending on the network. For example, Ethernet used 6-byte 48-bit physical address that is imprinted on the network interface card. Network interface card is our LAN card, also known as the Ethernet card. Okay, so basically this physical address is a 6-byte or 48 bits, is basically is also known as the media access control address, that is a MAC address also. Okay, so that's why it is very important. For example, for any NIC card, the MAC address is look like 07.01.02, say for example, and it is only for B. Suppose this is a MAC address for one computer, and this is for only denoted by this computer node or communication node. MAC address is not copied in the another computer or in the network. Okay, and now what is the discussion about what is a concept of logical address? So these are very important, that's why I am telling about that. So logical address are necessary for universal communication that are independent of the underlying the physical networks, and basically logical addresses are designed for this purpose, that in the internet there are 32-bit addresses that can uniquely define the host connected to the internet. Okay, and this logical address is also known as the internet IP address also. Okay, this is defined by, say for example, 192.168.0.1. These are default IP address of our home router. Everyone know that about, and if you can change it, the IP address of your own numbering. So basically these are 32-bit address, because these are 8-bit, 8-bit, 8-bit and 8-bit. These are 8-bit binary number, these are 8-bit binary, 8-bit and 8-bit. They are 4 into 8. there are 4 octets representation to represent the IP address in the computer net to connect the computer in a network. Okay. Okay, so this is a discussion about the logical address and the physical address. That's very important. And one thing should be remembered that the physical address, basically the 6 byte, okay, 48 bit physical address, and logical address is basically the 32 bits, that is 4 octets. Okay. Okay, now we discuss about now the concept is that the port address are used for the different services like FTP, TCP/IP, UDP. There are different port are assigned for the different types of communication. So port address is assigned for the transport layer, as we discussed in the previous video, and the IP address and physical address are necessary for a quantity of data to travel from source to destination host. Now, when arrival at the destination host is not the final objective of data communication on the internet, because a system that sends nothing but data from one computer to another is not complete. But in a today's computer, the thing is that there are different types of services like a email, multiple processor. We know that in a today's computer there are multiple processors run in the same time. So the end objective of the internet communication is process the communication with another process. So, for example, computer A can communicate with computer C by using telnet. Student, write down. For example, computer A can communicate with computer C by using telnet communication. But at the same time, computer A communicate with computer B by using file transfer FTP. So what do? Computer A, first of all, computer A communicate to computer B using telnet communication. So this is one service, this is telnet, and computer B A connected to computer C, and the service is that FTP service. So telnet is another service, FTP is another service. So that's why the port concept is coming, because computer A and computer B are connected via MAC address and port address by the MAC layer and the network layer defined by the TCP/IP stack or TCP/IP protocol layers. And computer A and computer C also connected by the IP and the MAC layer also. So as we see the hierarchy of the TCP/IP structure or TCP/IP architecture, these are the common because IP and MAC are the connected, because otherwise these computers will not get connection and no data will be transferred. But what is that? After getting the connection, we give given the services, one for telnet and one for FTP. So that's why for the specific service, to understand the specific services, that's why the port concept is coming. So telnet, the port service is different, and FTP, the telnet service is different. The port address is different. So that's why the port address is coming. Okay. So that's why to receive the data simultaneously, the method is coming, the level, the different process. So that's why they need the different addresses. So in the TCP/IP architecture, the level assigned to a process is called the port address. So in the TCP/IP architecture, the level or the mapping is assigned to a process is called the port address, and this is basically 16 bit in length and different for the different services. Okay. Okay, now discuss about the whole thing about the port address and also the IP address also. Now last one is what are the specific jobs and specific requirements for the specific address. Okay, so what are the different types of jobs are performed? Okay, now for an email service, the uniform resource locator, URL services, or World Wide Web, these addresses are different for the corresponding and get changed for the corresponding logical port, and these addresses however get changed to the corresponding port and the logical address by the sending computer, because user can use different types of URL specific addresses, email services. So that's why they have their own service, they have their own specific address for the different types of World Wide Web, like email, So that's why specific address is coming. The concept of specific address is coming. So basically what we looked at in a TCP/IP layer, when one computer sending, in the later video will show that in the TCP/IP or SOSI, if computer A, computer B send the data, so these are data. So first of all the specific address is coming here, then yes, right, port address is coming, then IP, then MAC. So basically this is known as the data, this is known as the information total, and these are known as the header of the each layer. And when it communicates to the computer B, each layer is extract its own header, and ultimately computer B receives the data. Okay, so then the data is very important for the communication purpose. So that's why to locate the specific port and the specific service or the specific location, so that's why the header is coming, the concept of header is coming. This is also known as IPv4 addressing mapping or TCP/IP header. In the later video we'll discuss about the thirdly concept about the what is IPv4 headers. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.